gusaba umubyeyi kugira ngo abatuvuyemo tuzi neza ko ari aheza, tuzi neza yuko aho bagiye ari iruhande rwawe, tunasabira ngo dusubire. Umubyeyi rero twe twasigaye turagusaba imbaraga zo kugira ngo tube kurangurwa n'urukundo turanga ari ubumwe no kubaka igihugu cyacu.
Right now we're going to start candle lighting. So we are lighting the candles to symbolize where we're striving to symbolize the hope and the light we're trying to bring as wonder. And as the great enlightened Buddha once said, candle light can never be shortened by being shared. So it's always a great honor to share your candle.
We won't remember you in numbers only, we also remember your names, to keep a fresh memory of your lives among us.
We remember Eugène, Georgette, Patrick, Germaine Mutumina, Nyakairo Cassien, Nyakairo Bebet, Nyakairo Tristan, Nyakairo Vicente. We remember Nyakairo Jean Bosco, and Nyakairo Jean-Marc. Bernadette, Juan Diego, Hélène, Julien, François.
Remember Felix, Mukamudenge Domitien and his family, Gachile, Niyoyita Innocent, Makanyi Claver, Ndayisenga Christian,
Atanzi Goreti, Hategekimana Sarafina, Hategekimana Bebe, Hategekimana Espa, Hategekimana Papi, Kasana Gérard, Joseph, Makangaza, Sekaganda, Kabaza, Céline, Daniel, Suzanne, Jonas family, family de Dominique, Ukulu, Asira,
Remember in our house of Agat, the camp is in a bit, the camp is so many seraphims. When we did a correct, Morime Champagne, Gasamagera, Ruchimo Mosi, Eugène, Carissa, Kamatabu, Laurence, Iyunge, Karango, Alfred, Mubirigi, Narcisse, Patricia, Emily, and Johan. May their souls rest in peace.
Allumons une flamme. Elle raconte une histoire. L'histoire d'un pays. Un pays qui autrefois est enseveli et meurtri sous le sang de son peuple. Elle raconte une histoire. L'histoire d'une nation. Une nation qui fut brisée jusqu'au plus profond de son âme, rendue sourde par le bruit des armes. Et qu'elle témoigne des larmes, qu'elle témoigne des cris et des angoisses qui aujourd'hui encore existent et persistent. Qu'elle témoigne de la tragédie qui frappa le pays du Mikoku, car cela fait 20 ans que ces terres se sont imprégnées du sang de nos ancêtres. Allumons une flamme, qu'elle écoute, qu'elle entende les colères des victimes, les questions et les craintes, leur mal de vie. Qu'elle écoute, qu'elle entende les incompris, les appels à la justice, les envies de vengeance et les fureurs endormies. Qu'elle parle des séquelles, des traumatismes et des insomnies. Qu'elle parle des conséquences, des désastres de l'ignorance. Et qu'elle brille, qu'elle illumine le chemin de la reconstruction, qu'elle illumine la voie vers le monde. qu'elle brille, qu'elle réchauffe les cœurs de toute une nation et qu'elle réveille l'amour. La seule clé et le seul remède pour une belle vie tous les jours. Allumons une flamme, qu'elle éclaire nos rêves, nos désirs de paix et de réconciliation, raison de notre rassemblement. Qu'elle nous éclaire nous, jeunes générations, afin que jamais l'on oublie combien nous devons respecter la vie. Et qu'elle brûle, qu'elle réduise en cendres les rancœurs, les querelles et les séparations, qu'elle détruise et apaise les restes du cœur. Allumons une flamme, qu'elle brille, qu'elle scintille, qu'elle dise au monde entier que comme le phénix, le Rwanda renaît de ses cendres, et lorsque nous ne disons plus jamais, nous construisons le plus beau des avenirs, un avenir où la paix, la réconciliation, l'union, le renouveau et le respect régneront en maître.
Nous commémorons que nous trouvons la force d'avancer et c'est notre moyen de lutter contre la répétition de la société. Parents, amis, vous êtes partis si tôt. Vos bonnes manières et sourires resteront toujours dans nos cœurs. Nous ferons toujours votre fierté.
Nous avons vécu la misère, la haine, le mal et la mort. Maintenant, nous sommes appelés à en sortir le pardon et la paix.
We are remembering without bitterness or the spirit of revenge or pity or hopelessness, but with dignity, resilience, and a determination to move on. Is the only way to ensure that such a tragedy never happens again.
After genocide, we chose to be together, we chose to be accountable to ourselves and to think big.
hariho benshi batishimiye ihagarikwa rya jenoside. Amagambo mabi yuzuye mu bugome aracyabara, kandi ntacyo twageraho mu gihe hakigaragara ingengabitekerezo ya jenoside haba mu Rwanda no mu mahanga. Duhamagarire abantu gukundana no kwirinda ibitekerezo n'amagambo biganisha kuri jenoside.
Good things come to those who got out and made them happy.
As we, present generation, the Rwandans, next generation, we have to learn from our past history to shape a bright future and ensure what happens, it never happens again.
We are determined to learn useful lessons from setbacks and problems. We learn the most from what seemed to be the most difficult of circumstances.
Let's comfort and support each other as we strive for a better future. Let the memory of our loved ones lost to the genocide be a constant reaffirmation that we, young Rwandans, will uphold the true meaning of never again.
Because we are here today does not mean that we only remember once in a year, but we always remember every time.
The Rwandan spirit has never died, and today this spirit leads us into a bright future.
Remember you, we love you, we will never forget you. We are the men and women we are because the men and women you.
Twibuke twiyubakamo ubumuntu. Twe urumuri rw'amahoro gushyira hamwe twamagana
gukorera ku jisho byari gushoboka ariko byari gusiga impumyi nyinshi. Imbabazi ni ngombwa, ubumwe nibwo dutegereza kuvana kwiza.
Hands in hands to the destination.
Un petit pays, de si grand cœur, un passé si sombre, un présent qui brille, un futur si prometteur.
One day, one message, one goal. Inspire people all over the world to do something, no matter how big or small, for someone.
As a concerned person, I also prepared some few words.
to say on this day? Well, the genocide week in Rwanda is characterized by a collectivity of issues like SOI in the war. It serves as an experience that provokes a debate whether people need to remember genocide or not. Genocide is remembered in all villages across the country where it happened for obvious reasons. To put us together, to remember our families, friends, and lost loved ones that we lost in the 1992 genocide. Thank you all for coming and support us. We really appreciate it.
I'm going to talk about unite. For me, unite means coming together for a greater cause, remembering what was, what is, and what will be, in order to move forward and learn upon our history which caused this divide and stain in our history and nation. As different ethnicities for what was called Amoko and how it became to be known solely as Rwandans. This change that was made was among the first of many things that was done to move forward in the right direction. This wasn't easy for me to gather since I grew up and spent most of my life in Belgium. And the fact that my experience of the ordeal and aftermath was different from most of my countrymates. Nonetheless, this never took away my roots. I was just reminded of it by my parents and by meeting people and seeing a lot of people who were in similar situations as I was. Though I grew up in a country which my parents will forever call foreign, for them, they did their utmost in making sure that we kept the Rwandan culture and customs that we grew up with. And I'll be forever be grateful for this heritage that made me who I am today. Thank you.
As we stand here for the 20th commemoration, we do not do so to inspire pity or guilt, but rather because the lessons of the 1994 genocide have a resonance far beyond Rwanda's borders. In memory, we find seeds of renewal. We are a new Rwanda, a hope for a bright future. Like a fire poppy, which is a wild flower, rare and beautiful, that appears after a fire, we rise up from our ashes to spring forth with hope, strength, and much determination to build ourselves and our country. We refuse to be captives of our past. We are not a dead country. We are not a hopeless nation. We are humbled to share our experiences and learn from others. It is time to recommit ourselves to the simple and powerful idea, never again. Not just for Rwanda, but for the whole world. By allowing our humanity and patriotism to prevail over our grief and loss, we plant seeds for a new Rwanda. Our country is in our hands. We are the ones to make a brighter day. Thank you.
Rwandans cannot forget genocide. We will keep remembering. We will keep telling the world what happened in our country. Not because we want you to have pity for us, but because we don't want what happened in our country to happen anywhere else in the world. Friends, this is why we invited you here tonight to join us. We want you to learn from our mistakes. The genocide of 1994 was planned and organized by a government which preached an ideology of hatred and discrimination between its people, and was carried out by Hutu militia and some civilians. The government taught people that Tutsi were less than a human who deserved to die. They used to call them cockroaches or snakes so that it would be easier for the perpetrators to kill them, since it's very easy to kill a snake or any other animal. Most of the perpetrators were youth, people of the same age as most of us here. The government exploited the youth because they constituted a larger number of the population, and because the youth had strength, power, and they were considered very creative. Through the action of these young people, 1 million of people were killed in just 3 months, leaving behind many orphans and widows. At that time, Rwandans had no identity. People used to see themselves as Tutsi or Hutu more than seeing themselves as Rwandans. This was the beginning of disunity in Rwanda, a major cause of the genocide. And this is where I want to stress, as you know, many African countries have tribes or ethnic groups. For instance, go to Ghana. You might be an Akan, an Ewe, or any ethnic group. It doesn't matter. The most important thing, you should see yourself as a Ghanaian more than any particular ethnic group. Always go to Zambia. You might be a Bemba, Gozi, or Ngoni. It doesn't matter. See yourself as a Zambian or Zimbabwe. You might be a Shona or Ndebele. These two doesn't matter. See yourself as a Zimbabwean. Let us be united and strive to build one nation. I'm saying this because Rwanda has paid a high price for being disunited. We don't want this, what happened in our country, to happen anywhere else. When the genocide was over, 70% of Tutsi, that means 20% of the population were killed in just 3 months. People were very angry. We had no institutions or any other infrastructure. All was gone. We had nothing. Many thought that Rwanda would never recover from the wounds, but we did. But we would never have achieved all this if the government had not begun by removing the toxic ideology of discrimination. For now, we have a peaceful country and secured with a stable economy. The government's topmost priority was to promote reconciliation and forgiveness between the survivors and the perpetrators. This was to ensure that justice prevailed. Those were key points to forge unity in Rwanda. Dear colleagues, we invite you to join us in the fight against genocide and all forms of atrocities. I believe as youth we can do so much better. If the youth were engaged in such genocide, then I have no doubt in my mind that with the strength we have, the power, we can change our country in a positive way. We can change our society if we work together. We can make a great impact in our university. Thank you very much.
My name is Joe from Zimbabwe, and I'm so grateful and humbled to have been a part of such an event. And to think that it's the youth that initiated this thing is the most touching thing, because as a youth we need to change the way we think, especially considering from where we come from. We come from Africa, and the future lies in what we hold and what we will behold. So I think the genocide that happened 20 years ago, still being remembered 20 years later, is something that cannot go unnoticed, and to be held by a youth generation is something that's very applaudable, and I think hands up to the Rwandese people, and I say to them, we are in this together. We will always remember, and we'll always fight against genocide everywhere in the world, because I believe everyone has a right to be born, to live, and to live to all their potential, and no one deserves to die in the way that those million people died 20 years ago. So, hands up to Rwanda. Thank you.
Nitwa Munyazi mva mu Burundi, ibintu byabaye mu Rwanda bibera akarorero mu Burundi n'ahandi hantu hose ku isi habe kandi hama abanyarwanda turi kumwe namwe turi inyuma yanyu.
Je suis Jeffia, je suis de Madagascar. Aujourd'hui, j'ai assisté à la commémoration faite par les Rwandais. J'ai appris que pour qu'une nation se développe, il faut qu'elle soit unie. Donc l'union est le plus important.
Bonsoir, je m'appelle Junior, je viens du Congo-Kinshasa. Je suis venu aujourd'hui pour la commémoration d'un événement tragique qui s'est passé au Rwanda en 1994. C'est non seulement important pour le Rwandais, mais aussi important pour tout le monde qui est venu ici. Donc, je les soutiens, je suis ici pour le soutien et je pense que l'unité prime. Donc, nous sommes venus ici pour l'unité, l'union. L'union, comme le proverbe français dit, l'union fait la force.
Hello, my name is Samantha and I'm from South Africa. From today's Genocide Memorial, I have learned that humanity and patriotism will always prevail over grief and loss.
My name is Kelvin and I'm from Ghana. Regardless of who you are and where you come from, I believe that we are all one people with one purpose on earth, and no one should ever think that their life is better than someone else's life, and you should not have the right to take someone's life from them.
I'm Lulu from Syria. بتمنى أنه كل العالم يصيروا إيد واحدة ونوقف كلنا ضد القتل، وما تعود العالم كلها تقتل بعض، وما يعود في أبدا حرب وقتل ولا بأي بلد بالعالم.
Je m'appelle Thomas, je suis français, je viens de La Réunion. C'est une île pas trop loin de l'Afrique. Moi aussi je compatis au génocide. Que j'ai à dire d'autre. Je trouve que c'est bien de se souvenir de la commémoration, de tout ce qui s'est passé. Et franchement, je trouve que l'Afrique elle a tout à gagner. Les Rwandais ont leur pays dans leurs mains. La nouvelle génération qui arrive, ils ont juste à reprendre le truc, de jamais oublier, toujours passer l'avant, toujours courir devant.
This is Alex from Uganda, and I'm here to commemorate the anniversary of the genocide which took place in Rwanda 1994. I urge you, the world, not to do the genocide again, no matter the different colors we have, skin colors we have, no matter the ethnics, the tribe, we're all one people. So I actively abuse genocide to take place. Please, we should learn lessons from Rwanda, the mistakes they did, not being together. We should always be one as one.
My name is Keshav. I'm from India. I think to feel empathy, you don't need to be from a single country. You can feel empathy anywhere in the world. And I think we can all stand together when it comes to something like genocide. We all have to face atrocities like that.
Je suis tellement heureux de partager ce moment qui est très important pour la communauté rwandaise. Et c'est pour moi aussi un honneur et un plaisir de partager ces instants importants, de commémorer cette date historique qui est une histoire aussi attrayante, qui attire le monde entier. Et tous aujourd'hui, nous partageons cette joie, ces peines que cette population a endurées pendant tant d'années. C'est une fierté de savoir que cette période est passée. Aujourd'hui, les choses ont changé. Et la population rwandaise passe des bons moments de joie et est en train de connaître actuellement la prospérité et l'épanouissement. C'est un plaisir.
The body of Rwanda was tortured, was assaulted, the body succumbed, but the spirit never did.